Here's something most real estate agents won't tell you. Some houses are cursed from the start. Not literally, more like quietly toxic for your health and finances. These homes can wreck your sleep, energy, and peace of mind in ways that slowly destroy your quality of life. I'm about to show you 5 warning signs that separate good homes from toxic ones. Lack of natural light, poor bedroom placement, structural cracks, energy-draining surroundings, and chaotic floor plans. If you're currently house hunting, this could save you years of regret. Plus, I'll give you a simple room-by-room checklist at the end so you can spot these problems during any viewing. The first red flag might seem obvious, but it's the one that catches the most buyers off guard. Houses with no natural light become energy vampires that slowly drain your life force. Here's what most people don't realize about light. Your body needs natural sunlight to produce vitamin D and regulate your sleep cycle. When you don't get enough, your brain chemistry changes. You produce less serotonin, which controls your mood. You make less melatonin at night, so your sleep gets messed up. Lack of natural sunlight reduces vitamin D production and is linked to fatigue, low mood, and disrupted sleep, which together weaken immunity and well-being. Listing photos are often shot during a single sunny hour or with extra lighting, so don't trust pictures alone. Basement apartments are the worst for this. So are ground floor units surrounded by tall buildings. Even houses with trees too close to the windows create this light trap. You end up living in shadows most of the day. The psychological effects build up slowly. You start staying inside more often. You feel disconnected from your family. Kids become restless and cranky. Everyone retreats to their bedrooms with screens instead of spending time together in common areas. The house feels heavy and depressing instead of welcoming. This problem gets worse over time, not better. You adapt to the darkness, but your body keeps suffering the consequences. If you can't move, bring in low-light houseplants like snake plants. Use mirrors opposite windows to amplify light, and layer warm lighting to mimic daylight. Here's your test. Visit during midday, late morning to early afternoon, on a day that isn't flooded with direct sun. Turn off all artificial lights and walk through the main living areas. If you need artificial light to read comfortably, that's your red flag. Don't ignore it. But there's something even more dangerous lurking beneath your feet that most buyers never think to check. What lies beneath your dream home can undermine the comfort, safety, and long-term stability of life in the home. Some locations carry burdens that seep into your daily life without you ever knowing why. The ground itself becomes your enemy, and you feel it in ways you can't explain. There are 3 types of ground problems that create constant stress in families. First, old or forgotten burial sites that were built over. Second, covered or filled wells and septic systems that weren't properly sealed. Third, contaminated soil from former industrial or commercial uses like gas stations or dry cleaners. These problems don't just affect your property value. They affect your peace of mind every single day. Families living over these problem areas often report strange symptoms. Occupants often report restless sleep, unexplained anxiety, and children who are hard to settle at night. Everyone feels on edge without knowing why. You might blame work stress or life changes, but the real problem is literally under your feet. Now let's talk about what you can see. Long vertical cracks in main walls signal foundation issues that go much deeper than cosmetic problems. These cracks mean the ground beneath your house is shifting, settling, or unstable. You can paint over cracks, but they'll keep coming back because the foundation keeps moving. Living somewhere that feels fundamentally unstable creates psychological weight you carry everywhere. Your subconscious mind knows something is wrong. You never fully relax in your own home. This stress shows up as money problems, health issues, and relationship conflicts. Your nervous system stays alert because it senses danger, even when you can't identify what's wrong. Ground instability and persistent financial stress go hand in hand. Families living over problem ground often struggle with money in ways they never did before. Health problems become more frequent and last longer. These issues compound over time because the source never gets fixed. Here's what you need to do during house tours. Ask the seller or agent about the property's past uses. Look for long vertical cracks in main walls and basement walls. Feel for uneven floors when you walk. Note doors or windows that stick. If you see signs, hire a qualified structural inspector or get a professional opinion before buying. Don't accept cosmetic fixes as proof the problem's gone. Ground problems are just the beginning, though. There's another type of house that actively works against you in ways that are much harder to spot. Your home's location and layout can create constant low-level stress that affects you every single day. Most buyers focus on pretty kitchens and nice bathrooms, but they miss the invisible forces that will drain their energy and peace of mind. Let's start with the danger zones. Homes at T-junctions are commonly flagged in Feng Shui and by occupants for creating restless energy. Many occupants report sleep disruption or heightened stress when cars sweep past a front-facing door all day long. Houses near cemeteries, prisons, or power stations get bombarded with heavy, stagnant energy. Residents often describe feeling drained and unmotivated without knowing why. Your nervous system responds to these environmental pressures whether you believe in them or not. Now let's talk about door alignment. When your front door and back door line up perfectly, you create a tunnel effect. Energy rushes straight through your house without staying to benefit you. Money comes in and goes right back out. Good things don't stick around. The fix is simple. Create a pause by placing a table, plant, or screen between the doors so energy doesn't rush straight through. Bedroom placement problems disrupt your sleep and relationships in specific ways. If your bed sits directly under a ceiling beam, you feel pressure and stress while sleeping. Your body never fully relaxes. You can soften the beam with fabric, a canopy, or upward lighting. When your bed faces the door directly, you stay alert instead of resting deeply. Reposition the bed or use a foot of bed barrier so the bed is not directly in line with the door. Chaotic, zigzagging floor plans interrupt natural flow, and occupants often describe persistent restlessness and difficulty focusing. During showings, imagine daily paths. If you see constant dead ends or confusing circulation, mark it as a red flag. These energy drains affect your finances, relationships, and motivation over months and years. Your stress levels stay high. You make poor decisions because your thinking feels foggy. Relationships suffer because everyone feels irritated and tired. Here's your room-by-room checklist. Stand inside the front door and look for direct lines between front and back doors. Walk main circulation routes to see if the plan feels natural. Check bedroom bed placement relative to the door and beams. But even when you know what to look for, most buyers still make the same fundamental mistake. Most home buyers get caught up in granite countertops and hardwood floors. They miss the fundamental issues that determine whether you'll actually be happy living there. You can renovate a kitchen, but you can't fix poor natural light, unstable foundations, or chaotic energy flow without spending a fortune. Now you know the 5 red flags: lack of natural light, poor bedroom placement, structural cracks, energy-draining surroundings, and chaotic floor plans. Save or note these 5 checks and use them on your next viewing. Drop a comment and tell me about your own house hunting red flags or horror stories. Subscribe if you want more practical feng shui tips like this. Armed with these checks, you'll be far less likely to pick a house that undermines your well-being every single day.